Are y'all ready? It's time. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Moments with Mama Sue. I'm Mama Sue Roseberry, and I am so delighted to get to see another opportunity for us to connect and get together because you already know connecting with you is the very best part of my day. Giving a shout out to everybody who's already on with us. Oh, I love it when it comes go time and you guys just start popping on. We want to be lively in the chat. I know that Lori's out there. She's our greeter and she's going up and down through the comment section saying hello to everybody. But we're just really, really glad that you're here. And then for everybody who will be tuning on with us later in replay, we welcome you too. We're just glad to have you. This is a great time to go ahead and like and share this so that we'll be able to increase our audience. And of course, we want you all to be a solid part of Mama Sue's family. I love hearing from you all and getting information and tidbits from you about what's going on in your world, as well as sharing with me what's going on in mine. It's such a blessing, y'all, just to be alive and just to have good health and strength. We are saddened today by the loss of one of the icons in the gospel music industry, Miss LaShawn Pace. I tell you, that was riveting news to hear on today. But I can tell you that we were so blessed by her amazing talent for so many years. And it is a blessing that we have her music still to listen to. But we're certainly sending our condolences and prayers to LaShawn's family, to the Pace family, and all those who loved her. It's been a great and tremendous loss for the gospel music family. Even though there are many that are making music, she had a one of a kind voice. And so we're certainly going to miss her. And we're going to be praying continually for their family as they go through this difficult time. And of course, we want to remember to continue to lift up the efforts of everybody that's in the music industry, the gospel music industry, that are doing things, because it's not easy out here. It's difficult, but I tell you what, it is a blessing just to be counted as a vessel for the Lord, to be able to do something that will bring his name glory, honor, and praise. And I want to tell you that there are some things going on that we still need your help with. Of course, we know that Miss Annie is still out here, and we want you to have a copy of it, so you can go ahead and go to my website at www.sueroseberry.com and get a copy of Miss Annie today. Share it with some of the amazing young people that are in your life. I believe they will enjoy it. And I will personally autograph all the copies that you order via my website, and you can download the audio files that go with it. And there's also a coloring book that you're able to access when you order via the website. The other thing that you might be interested in is Thoughts from the Heart. That's my daily devotional calendar that is perpetual, no year, but you can just continue to use it over and over and over. All of these are thoughts and inspiration that the Lord gave to me, and I put them all together and packaged them so that you could enjoy them too. And that's called Thoughts from the Heart. You can also get that from my website. Then we want to remind you that if you're having something, you got something going on, and you'd like me to be a part of it, well, just call me and let's make it happen. I would love to be a part of it. I'm available to MC, speaking engagement, workshops, storytelling, music, whatever you need. I'm here. I'm your girl, and I'd love to be a part of it and share that with you. And then, by no small stroke of genius, I need you all to follow what I have going on. Go to my website, go to YouTube, subscribe, click the little bell, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, just about any platform that is out there for social media. I am there, and I'm trying to make a difference. So I would love it, love it, love it if you all would follow, and share. Now, without any further ado or any more announcements from me, I'm getting ready to introduce you to my wonderful special guest. I met him a number of years ago. He hails from the Dallas Metroplex area. He is a radio announcer and commentator. He does sports casting and all kinds of events on that side. And then he's also a an artist consultant. I think that's the name that I would put it, promotion and artist consultant. And he has worked with everybody, all the who's who in the gospel music industry. So I want you all to join me in giving a great big Mama Sue's family welcome to the one and only Mr. Victor Speedy McCray. Hey, Victor.
Thanks. Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for being here tonight.
Man, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I appreciate you accepting and allowing me to be a part and asking me. I thank you.
Well, you are so welcome. How's the weather in Dallas today? Because it's about to blow us away down here in West Texas.
Yeah, I think I just got something on my phone just a moment ago that we up on the tornado watch I'm in the Mesquite, Texas area, and I just saw it said Mesquite area. So we've been having a lot of rain all day today. It's been raining on and off. Nothing real treacherous or anything like that, but we've had quite a few rain today.
Oh, well, we're going to hold on and hope that whatever the storm is, that it will pass over
There you go. That's it. That's it.
and not do any damage. Well, Victor, you have been around for a number of years in sports casting. How in the world Well, let's unpack the fact that you have a sports background yourself. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your background in sports.
Yeah. Basically coming up, in our days, I hung out and I was a part of the boys club. All the boys in the area, we had to go to the boys club during the day, and when our mom got off from work. But if you was a part of the boys club, you had to participate in the sport. So I was a young guy, at the boys club. I had a lot of speed, and so no matter what sport came up, they would always make me play. My best sport was football, and I was always either the quarterback or the running back. Play basketball, and got a chance to, you know, uh, take on a professional career in boxing. So I have to always give credit, and I say this all the time. I got to give credit to my boys club. Boys club is where that really came, real embracing in my life as far as sports is concerned.
So you went on from boxing at the Boys and Girls Club to having a career in boxing. So
Yeah,
now, did
yeah.
you get a belt?
I didn't get the belt, but I got a chance to fight for the belt twice. And boxing was a very, very it's an interesting sport. I did it I fought on the USA team. I got a chance to almost go to the Olympics before it was boycotted. And boxing, I say it's a very, very unique sport. But I got a chance to fight for the title. I ended up fighting Hector Camacho one time, and I fought Aaron Pryor. I don't know if people really remember him. I fought Aaron Pryor. Got a chance to fight him to fight for the belt. So it's very interesting. Great memories, great fun. Got a chance to travel all over the world. It was just great.
Ah, so he's been on that side and having come up through South Oak Cliff.
Exactly. One of the best high schools that anybody in the nation or the world can go to. Yeah, went to South Oak Cliff, played a little basketball. wasn't tall enough. I was always a short guy, so the coach knew of my past in terms of me being real fast. What happened with that? I came from Wilma Hutchins to South Oak Cliff, and a lot of the guys didn't know me because I was new to the community, new to the area. So it was kind of like a proving point. I had to prove my point in terms of track is concerned, and them knowing who I was. And hey, man, the rest is history. Met some things, did some things at South Oak Cliff, beginning to be on the track team, and hey, the rest is history.
So where exactly did you get the tag Speedy? Because I heard you say you were fast.
Yeah,
So did they tag you with that when you were
no, no,
fighting, or was it before?
it was you know what it they never gave me a name when I was running. They didn't. I think they may have called me little man or something like that because I was short. I was short at that time, but I was to bring it to realization. I was a street fighter, and back in my day, and became before I really came to know the Lord. I was a street fighter. Me, Michael, and Kenner. We fought every day. We fought somebody. If we saw somebody going through the trail, we fought them, and people would always recognize the fact because I was the person who would run and catch them, and we would all jump. And I just had this in me that I fought all the time, and it was not something that I wanted. It was just in me. Long story short, I had a fight at a warehouse. I never forget, and the guy that was there was a boxing trainer, and he said, man, if you're going to do that, you need to pay for what you're doing. He said, if you're going to fight, you need to get paid for it. I said, well, I'm ready. But I was saying it as a joke. Long story. And from there on, I met Dennis Haggerty. Hat goes off to him. I never forget him. He was a former boxer, but he ended up training boxers as well. And he introduced me to Warren, One Ball, Don King, Bob Aaron, Paul Percival. I mean, those, and also the former world welterweight champ Curtis Koch. So I got a chance to meet all those guys just through the ranks of knowing him, and him introducing me to pro boxing.
Wow. So then after you were doing your stint as a boxer and then you made it back to Dallas, America, how did you begin sportscasting? When
I
did you start doing that?
it really came with the handle of just me being a radio announcer, and I have to give credit and credit to my good friend Seth Bailey. He brought me in, and he called me one day and brought me in and took me to some of the games he was at, and I was really good at just going, being there, assisting him, but not on the air. And all of a sudden, he just kind of gave me a leeway, and I had to learn it because it's a technique. You got to know the theory of the game that you're calling. You got to know the players. It's knowing what's in the chemistry. And he told me one day, he said, you got to be able to tell the story. And I never knew that what he was saying until he put me up there and I started doing. So now I love it. I do it all the time, and I'm just enjoying it as well.
So now that's one phase of what you do, but you're a gentleman that wears many hats.
Oh my
Now,
God.
how do the hat wearing go for being an artist consultant? Because that's a whole different something. Oh, I would like to believe it's something different than promoting gospel artists, but you may have to box some of them too. I don't know.
Man, with that being in itself, yeah, artist consulting is a totally unique. It's a unique project because you got to really have an understanding with the people that you're working with, as far as in their camp, your camp, and you got to have a real good understanding with each other. And it's a how can I say it? It's a chemistry where you got to really be detailed on what's going on, and a lot of time from the artist perspective, they don't understand that it's a process and all the things we do in coming an artist. You just don't become an artist overnight. There are some things you got to do. There's some preparations you got to do, and there are some things you got to let that constituent know that they got to do for themselves and to themselves in order to match up to being that artist that they need to be marketable. So all that comes in respect, in terms of consulting, and that also comes with consulting from financial perspective. You lay things out on the table. You got to consult them on what this is and why it is, and just kind of go to the detail. It's a very, very detailed and unique situation that you have to let artists know what what's ahead, if I can say that for a better way of putting
Okay, because that was sounding a lot like politics.
it.
That was,
No,
that was sounding a lot of
no,
mumbo jumbo.
no, it's not. It's just that it's like the Bible said, and all that get an understanding. So sometimes you got to be very, very detailed and getting to understand with people, and especially sometimes you don't, I can name some artists that I can just right off the back. Like I talked to one of my artists today, right off the back. It wasn't anything detailed that I had to go into because we know each other, and I know what they want. I know what their expectations are. It's just boom, boom, boom. But in some situations, you just got to be a little bit more detailed and explaining and showing and nurturing. So it all comes in respect of that.
Well, what is the difference then between you being an artist consultant and being a manager?
They're likely so the same. It's just that from a consulting perspective, you're dealing with numerous of artists that wants your service, that needs your service. But from a manager perspective, everything is packaged. You got everything packaged in for that one particular artist, and you're explaining to that one artist. You're not kind of spreading everything out with multiples of people. It's a situation where you know your artist, you know what their expectations are, you know what they're trying to go, and you know what their needs. So you kind of dialoguing on that one individual that you're managing.
Have you done artist management for a single artist?
I've had a lot of opportunities, but I've never zeroed in on it because I want to be faithful to that particular artist, and I know somewhere down the line something is going to fall in my lap, and I'm gonna have to nurture it or go to it or whatever the case may be. I just had never I've worked with artists and I've explained to them that this is what we're going to do, and I'll work with you up until this time. But if I work with you up until a certain time, you got to be able to carry the torch on down the way, because I would have already got you to a level where you should have been already to pick this up and run with it.
All right, all right. Well, we're talking to Victor Speedy McCray today, and he is a radio announcer and artist consultant. Well, we're going to get back with him and ask him a few more questions. And if you all have some questions for Speedy, put those in the chat and we'll pick them up and we'll ask him. How about that?
Oh my
Stay
God.
tuned right after this. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miss Annie from way down south. She's loud, she's fun, but you'd better watch out. Put on your seatbelt and take the rollicking ride with the unpredictable Miss Annie as she whips and turns and drives straight into your heart. Own it today at www.sueroseberry.com. Yeah, that's Miss Annie. And for those of you that are just joining us, we're talking to Victor Speedy McCray of Mesquite area. That's Dallas, Texas. All of those little towns up in there, we just combine them all. That's the
That's
Dallas
it. That's it. That's it.
Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. Well, you've been talking about being an artist consultant. Who are some of the memorable artists that you have worked with, and tell us some of the highlights that
Oh,
have been a part of that whole process.
wow, man. If I could name, oh man, so many of them that I've just had some memorable moments with and sharing and traveling. But I just want to go back to the late uh, Walter Hawkins and Edwin Hawkins. I got a chance to work with them for the very first time, both of them on the same stage. So I got a chance to work with them at a period and a time where it was a learning process for me. And I really appreciate the Lord for humbling me to me to listen, because there was some great golden tools and nuggets that they dropped in terms of just teaching me about artistry as I work with them. I'm taking them from one place to the next in terms of, we were on the road and they were just talking to me about different scenarios and what they liked, why they like this, why it has to be like this. And then that, you begin to learn an artist, and then you get a chance to learn artistry, because everybody is different. So I would have to say Edwin and Walter Hawkins, I would say that would have to be the most memorable moment, and the most impressive artist that I have to give honor and respect to would have to be Aretha Franklin. I got a chance to, and I want to give shout out to Sanchez Harley, my good friend. I want to give a shout out to him. He's a remarkable guy. He's a genius, and I got a chance to do some things with him, and he held to his word that he was going to bring me out when he had Aretha Franklin with him, and he told me where she was going to be at, and he was going to be there. But make a long story short, I got a chance to attend one of the sound checks, and of course she wasn't there, but she came in the sound check, and it was just remarkable. When she hit the stage, she could tell you everything somebody wasn't doing. The horn player, the drummer, the she could tell you what the vocals were. That she was it was. I've never, we've done sound checks on numerous occasions, but it was nothing like her walking to her own sound check and knowing her music and knowing it to a T. It was so that and I've said this in settings, that she was the most remarkable person that I ever met as far as an artist is concerned, and knowing her craft to the fullest.
Wow. Can you imagine, y'all? Aretha
Oh
Franklin.
yeah, that was definitely.
Ooh, the queen of soul.
Yeah. And she said, she was, oh my God. And she just, I'm trying to find her, but she just knew her stuff, man. It was like not knowing it. She knew it, and she knew it to a T. And when she hit that stage, she knew what was right, not right. She knew what was wrong. Somebody, she knew somebody was playing with a chord. She just knew her stuff, man. You know, the musician was doing something a little bit different. She could straighten it out right on it. you know. Oh,
That's right. Lamar says, we love Sanchez Harley. I got to meet Sanchez when he was producing a GMWA
yes,
record
yes.
back in Tampa. And one of the songs that I wrote ended up on that particular project. And I met him, in fact, brought him to Midland to meet some other artists in this area. It was a wonderful thing. And he was, I believe, quite the genius. I
He
don't
is.
know.
He's a wonderful, wonderful guy, man. That's my dude. And we check up on each other periodically, just kind of seeing how things are going. But he's a family guy. He always asks about my family and everything. But yeah, that's my dude. Yeah.
Well, we've got lots of people on here, Victor, and one of them is Derek Lewis, and he said,
Oh,
ask
Derek is my
Speedy.
dude.
Yeah, he said, ask Speedy, will he ever bring back the Battle of the High School Choirs? That was the event back in the day. So,
No,
Victor, will you ever bring it back?
you know what? And let me answer that in two different ways. We still talk about that. We have conversations about that because that was just it was kind of like the mark of gospel music for young people that was in school. Let me say that, but what the reason why it has changed so back in those days, Derek, a lot of you guys and a lot of the high school kids, they were church kids and they went to church. They knew the church music. That's why schools could not wait till football season was over with and start the gospel choir. But back then, kids was going to church. Our kids today does not go to church. So it began to change. And the style of gospel choir teachers and teachers that was coming in was not compatible to no gospel music and being able to diverse and do the core music versus as along with gospel music. So times has just kind of changed. I love it. Trust me. I've thought about it. I run into so many people that ask me about the Battle of the High School Choir. I mean, oh my God, me and Lisa, we talked about it all the time. And your name have came up, Chris Spivey. I have to admit that LBJ choir, Mama Sue, was something to deal with in Austin, Texas. Oh my God. I'm gonna say this and we're gonna move on. But I remember one year they came and they did okay. The teacher wasn't with them. Then they came again, and normally what would happen is when you do the one in Dallas in January, we would always go. It would be like this particular weekend. We would be in another city. So one particular weekend, we was in Houston, and then we was at Smiley High. No, we was at Smiley. I think we was at Smiley High School or Sterling High School, whatever one it was. LBJ came and won all the trophies, all the trophies, all the trophies. And what happened was and I can say this now, we used to make it to where some schools walk away with some trophies. And I asked my coordinator because I said, what happened? Because I saw LBJ taking pictures and they had all the trophies. It and to this day we talk about that. I said they did. They took all the trophies. But hey man, I wish times were the same, where we could do that and bring that guy at the Battle of the High School Choir back, man, because I miss it. I love it. Love to see how vibrant and how energized those kids were. It was great, man.
Well, Derek remembers those times, and he said he thinks it was Smiley, and he said they sure did win a lot of the time.
They did, man, and but she, and me and Miss Jenkins, we talk about that. She had some prominent people. I mean, look at those musicians that was there. They're prominent guys that are of the music industry night right now. And you think about what is his name, Vincent Powell, getting the opportunity to be on American Idol. And I don't know if Derek remember Latasha. She was she was in that choir. she just Miss Jenkins just had some people. She had some phenomenal people in that choir, and the musicians. But you know what? And I'm gonna say this: we always would know who would win the musician war. It would always be that LBJ, that Chris Five and him. Man, always. Yeah,
Well, you have worked with some notables as well that came up through the choirs as you were working with them there in the Dallas area, because I remember you telling me that
yeah.
Charisma,
Charisma was a part of it. She sung with Lincoln High School. She was a part of it. Um, Michael Bacon, he was a part of it. He was with Grand Prairie High School. Charlotte, she was with Skyline. She ended up leaving there, going with John P. Key, and went on to sing with Tri City Singers. Um, um, I can't think of the young lady name. She's James Fortune's cousin. Matter of fact, Cheryl. She was Cheryl Thompson. James, well, Cheryl Fortune. She was Sterling High School, and she was a part of it. And her cousin, I can't think of her name. She's in Austin. She came and sung the national anthem one time and wrecked the house, but I can't think of her name.
he's saying Kayla.
That's her right there. I'll never forget her. She was phenomenal. You had some interesting. I'm trying to think. Interesting people that came through that high school choir competition. Man, it was phenomenal. Um, it was phenomenal. Great time, great memories, and I appreciate God for using me in that time with those young people.
That is amazing. Well,
Mm.
we had another question come in from one of our viewers. Yolanda says, specify some of the activities that an artist consultant would do. Do you coach them on their performance? Do you need a degree in marketing or communications? Those are kind of like three different questions. So let's unpack them one at a time. What are some of the activities that you do as an artist consultant?
Let me answer from a marketing perspective. Yeah, you want to uh, artist consultant will assist you in marketing because you want your display, you want to be seen. You want to be seen in terms of what you're doing, flyers going out about you, and you want your display to look right in terms of people coming up and observing the things that you're doing, mainly your appearance and how you look and how you're on stage. Coaching, yes, you coach a lot as well because you want to be able to tell them what they're doing. You're not well, you are coaching them because you're letting them know how to embrace a platform and what level they're on. And even the greater artists ask you, how did it go, how did we do? So it's not a letdown for you to ask, how did I do, and they give you their critique. It's just something that you want to know. Yeah, and it is a coaching method that comes from consulting as well. It was another question.
The other question was some of the other activities that artist consultant do, like transportation, getting them to and from events and gigs, and oh,
well
handling the money.
Well, you want to leave everything business because when it starts like that, it takes it away from you being who you are and they being who they are because you get so close and and they don't know how to accept the serious side of you when it's that point when it's in that point of time. But that's all that's just pretty much explained up front. So that's not something that you'll have a misunderstanding about in terms of our different roles from you as an artist and me as a consultant.
All right. Well, that's good to know. And then Yolanda had one final question. She said, is it costly
No, it's
to
not.
you?
It's not. No, and it's really not so much of the money or anything like that. It's just you want to be compensated for your time and your experience that you're sharing out. So it's not a costly matter as well. Normally mine come from someone that recommended that artist, and I pretty much know where they are and what needs to happen, and just kind of pretty go from there. It's very much doable. Yeah, I'm answering your question right.
All right. Well, while we have him on here, we're going to use some of his artist consultant expertise. I'm going to show you something that's coming up for me. As we know, Mother's Day is coming up really, really soon. And I have a song that I have penned that was featuring the great Maurice Griffin on vocals. And I'm going to share for you the story behind the song. And then we'll talk about it a little bit and get Victor's take on that
Oh my
in
God.
just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen now so that we'll be able to see that. And let's go and see if we can hear the story behind the song.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mama Sue Roseberry, and this song, Mama You Mean Everything, is a tribute to all of the women who have nurtured and loved us as only a mother can do. God blessed me to write this song during the pandemic and experience collaboration with some wonderfully creative people. And check this out, none of us had ever worked together before. Maurice Griffin, a fellow alumni of Sunday Best, uses his voice to interpret the lyrics that I penned, and the result is this beautiful song that celebrates the unconditional love, selflessness, and support that is wrapped up in a single word, Mama. They are the real champions of the world. For Mother's Day and every day, Mama, you mean everything.
So let me take the time to let you know how much I appreciate.
All right. So that's the story behind the song. And I know you've heard that song, Victor. So give us your artist consultant opinion of that particular work.
When you say my opinion as to what level, what are you speaking of? You talking about
I'm
do we
speaking
like it
of
or
the promotional aspects of that particular song.
it's a great piece, and of course we're walking into. I think that song there is going to be um, so befitting in so many different ways because which 3 years ago it wouldn't have been as prominent as it can be as today because right now you got a story already built with it that people can see visually and visually we're doing things from a virtual perspective and the music the words we're walking right into Mother's Day so it's just you can't go wrong when you're speaking about talking about a song that deals and talks about Mother's Day. I think it's a very, very befitting. It's a great song, has a deep meaning to you, but you're talking about Mama. But more so, I think what's going to work in the favor for that marketing piece, you could really sell that from a virtual perspective even more because you got a story already pinned out that people can see what the story is saying and looking at it as well.
Well, thank you for that. And let me tell you all, I'm going to let everybody that's on Moments with Mama Sue know that on April the 4th, that is the first Monday in April, excuse me, we're going to be rolling out something brand new that's connected to that song. So I'm telling you about it first. All of you that are watching, there's going to be a contest and you can enter free of charge. It's going to be an essay sharing type contest where you'll get to share a write up about your moms, a picture. I think it's 600 words or thereabout. That's the maximum. Send those in, and we are going to select the top 20 and feature those write ups on Moments with Mama Sue leading up to Mother's Day. And we'll also have them on our YouTube channel. And then there's going to be a special prize awarded to the top 5 because I want to be a blessing to mothers. They are the real champions of the world. So we're going to select the top 5 of those write ups and send along something special, a little swag bag from me that has some of my favorite things, mama to mama. So we're going to share that, and then there'll even be something else done musically as a special tribute. So you don't want to miss that. So for everybody watching, get ready. The official rollout is coming on April the 4th. But remember, you heard it here first because you're a part of Mama Sue's family. Well, we're just so glad that you joined us tonight, Victor. Thank you for being here and taking the time out of your busy schedule
Oh my
to
God.
share with us and talk about what you do and the wonderful, exciting things that an artist consultant and radio promoter does. Can you give us a parting word or something that you'd like to share before you go? Oh, wait a minute. Before we even do that, let me go ahead and put this on the screen so that I can tell everybody to be sure and follow Victor. Follow him. He's on Facebook at Victor McCray 2 or Victor McCray. Either one of them, if you put in his name, he'll pop up, Victor McCray 2. And he also does a webcast, a broadcast on Mondays and Wednesdays, and you'll get to see and hear and enjoy conversation with some of the artists that he works with. And then he's also on Instagram at Promote to Sing. And then tell them where else they can find you, Victor.
And I'm gonna want to invite everyone to go and subscribe to my YouTube, which is talk about it 2002. Talk about it 2002. Go and subscribe to it.
Okay, well, we want to be sure to follow him out here in these social media streets and make sure that he knows that we are supporting his efforts and encouraging him to just keep on going and doing great things for the kingdom. Victor, a parting word from you before we close.
Well, I just want to, thank you for all you do and just you being always that relevant artist and artistry person in terms of just making things happen. I look at all your different handles that you got, and everything is just it just looks good. And I just want to commend you, for who you are and the things that you're doing and you got going. And those of you that are out in, I'm so used to saying radio land, but I'm gonna say radio TV land. And you're trying to pursue whatever you're doing. Listen, believe in yourself, and you don't have to always take no for an answer. No don't always mean not now. It just means later. And just stay positive. Read more. Read on whatever you're trying to do as well. Find out more information about it. Stay encouraged. Keep your head up. And again, you got to believe in yourself before people believe in you. This is a key thing. People buy you before they buy the product. So you got to have it together.
All right, all right. Those are some good words to remember. And most of all, just want to remember to believe in yourself. Thank you, Victor, for being with us and for sharing with us. We're going to be following and looking at some of the things that he's got going on, and we want to remember to continue to support what we're doing here. If you have been watching and if you like what you see and if you want to be a part of making sure that we continue to have all of these things that we're doing as part of Moments with Mama Sue, go ahead and uh, be sure to support this. You can support it with Cash App at $ Sue Roseberry. Or if you don't do Cash App and Venmo is your thing, then we encourage you to submit it by Venmo at um, Sue Roseberry -1. Or if snail mail is your thing, you can just send it by good old snail mail to P.O. Box 51422, Midland, Texas 79710. I appreciate everything that you contribute toward this ministry because it helps me to continue to do what I do for the kingdom. I love you all. I appreciate you being here. And I look forward to seeing you on April the 4th. Y'all, that's our that's our 2 year show. That's our 2 year anniversary. So I want you guys to be sure to join me on the 4th. My special guest is going to be the Grammy nominated music producer Quadria Salters, who works with Ricky Dillard and Byron Cage, Kurt Carr, so many people, but he's going to be here with us, Mama Sue's family, then. So I look forward to seeing you. Bye bye. Woo! Now that's what I call a great show. Woo! We out of here. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Ah, now we can do it a little better than that. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Oh, well, all right, come on with it. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Oh. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Oh, wait. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Never know what to expect. Hey. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Ow. Mums and Mama Sue. Ow. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Mums and Mama Sue. Can't you? Mums and Mama Sue. Moments. Oh. Well, now we might be done a little bit too much. Sing it.